Hi there! I'm happy to tell you 15 news stories about humans' kind-heartedness and love for animals. I'm here to show you how important the actions of these people are, and hope you'll take these stories to your hearts. Let's go! Saving a mother duck and her ducklings from an unusual place is quite a common call for wildlife aid specialists. This time, a family of mallards had gotten into a local car garage, and the owners called for rescuers. When Simon entered the room, he saw Mommy staying in the middle with her children. He prepared a special trap and started slightly hurrying up the family towards the trap. Firstly, he caught Mom, and then with the help of another volunteer, caught the ducklings one by one. The rescuers took the ducks several miles away from the city and released them in the pond. Suddenly, one duckling got hooked by the branch and fell behind his family. Simon rushed to help and save the little baby. But unfortunately, the mom swam far away and the rescuers didn't find her. They had to take the little creatures to the center, where he joined other ducklings. When they grow, they all will be released to the wild. The specialists from Animal Aid Unlimited India received a call about a tiny piglet with a wounded neck. When they arrived at the place, they found a lonely and scared baby that was separated from her mother. She had terrible pain and was completely exhausted. The vets cleaned her wound, gave her some medicine, and fed her, of course. The rescuers called her Olivia and were fond of her kind nature. Sometime later, Olivia turned into a happy, playful piglet. She was very intelligent and did a lot of different tasks. But the most essential thing is her friendliness and gratitude to the people that saved her life. Every village around cities of Greece has countless stray animals. This female dog had been living in the streets for years until the volunteers from DAR Animal Rescue came to help. She was very friendly and felt calm near the people. But the poor thing was a bit sick, and the rescuers took her to the hospital. She had a lot of ticks and other health problems, so she had to stay at the vets. When the rescuers took her to the DAR center in a few days, the dog was a bit frustrated, but later she got used to her new place and felt better and better. She stayed in DAR Animal Rescue till she got recovered completely and was ready to find her forever family. The Sheldrick Wildlife Trust is a not-for-profit and one of East Africa's oldest and conservation organizations. This time, they had to find a little elephant calf that lost his mother and went away with the herd. The problem was that he was still milk-depending and couldn't survive without it. Finding a herd from the airplane, the rescuers took the calf and brought him to the center. The baby elephant turned to be healthy and hungry. Firstly, he drank from the bucket, but later let the people come closer and fed him from the bottle. In a few days, he joined the nursery orphan herd in the center and felt okay. Hope for Paws Project saves not only cats and dogs' lives, they spend their days saving other animals. This time, they found 2 birds on the street. The first was a pigeon. The second one, the European starling, had a broken wing. The specialists gently took the birds from the streets, put them in the boxes, and brought to the vet clinic. Here, the vets were to take care of them. That day, the rescuers also found an iguana on the ground. The reptile also needed help. It was sitting in the middle of the highway, so it was extremely dangerous to get to the creature. But there was a great surprise for the rescuer when he, risking his life, took the iguana from the ground. It turned out to be a very realistic toy. What a mistake. When the rescuer from Paw Rescue Project Russia was walking outside, he found a mom dog hungry and trembling with fear. He gave her food and came back next morning to help her and her newborn pups. The mom was trustful to people and let her take her to the shelter with her children. The pups were tiny and blind and were likely not to survive in such cold weather. And with the help of volunteers from Paw Rescue, they would have a good chance for a happy life. The volunteers from Rescue Foundation Gujarat, India, are very concerned not only about lives of cats, dogs, snakes, even a crow tangled in the net on the very high tower. Risking his life, the rescuer climbed up and took off the poor creature. On getting down, the man untangled the bird, checked its wings, and gave it some water. Making sure the crow was okay, the rescuer let it go. The 2-month-old pup got stuck in the concrete tube. The people that had found him had to use an electric drill to get to the unlucky prisoner. The pup was really scared and was hiding deep in the tube. The electric drill didn't help, and the rescuers also had to deal with a power saw to get to the puppy. And it was a really difficult task. At last, they managed to make a hole in the tube. The tube was too narrow, and the rescuers had a lot of troubles with pulling the creature out. The dog kept silent, hoping that the people would help. Finally, the rescue mission was complete.
Ой! Ура! Давайте хоть собаку заснимем! Ура! Спасли!
The specialist from Canopy Cat Rescue took this cat, Cleo by name, from 50 feet in a fur, and the man had to do an extremely dangerous job to bring her back to her owners. The cat was calm and trustful when the rescuer got to her and took her in his arms. Cleo was so happy to see her owners. So were they. This Indian cobra got into the water body somehow and was almost drowned when the rescuers came to help. The banks were flat and the snake couldn't get out of the water. It was really nervous and dangerous, of course. One of the rescuers went down to the water with the hook, while others were holding him with the rope. But the snake fell from the hook into the water, making the operation more complicated. The rescuers had to try again and again. Finally, they took the aggressive cobra from its water trap, put it in the bag, and set it free far from the water. The volunteers from Dog Rescue Project got a call about a lactating dog with distress and pain. She gave birth to her puppies in a busy street a week before. The dog had some problems with her leg and couldn't find food easily. The rescuers rushed to help immediately. They brought her food and water and took the family to their shelter. There, the dog got all necessary treatment, love, and care. Fishermen spotted the bald eagle unable to fly in Yuba County in California. It was attacked by a Canadian goose and didn't resist attacks. Disoriented with the signs of distress, the bird was brought to the Eagle Rescue Center in Roseville. The vet found out a lot of problems, including lead exposure, which is rather common in eagles. The birds accidentally ingest lead shotgun pellets and ammunition fragments from carcasses or remains left by hunters. This beauty would survive and be healthy. This dog spent over a year living alone in the fields and orchards of a large rural area near Decorah, California. The rescuers from Safe Fur Place Animal Rescue 4 months for daily visits and feeding to finally rescue her. The dog was scared, and with someone approaching, ran away. But the time had passed, and she started coming closer and playing with the rescuer, Danny by name. They became friends. Danny decided to play a trick with the dog, letting her get used to the cage and a leash. One day, she came into the cage and let Danny close the trap. Firstly, the dog panicked, but then trusted her friend and relaxed. At last, this beautiful dog was getting used to her new, happy life. An owl somehow got into the communal hallway of one of Moscow's block of flats. The poor bird got stuck in the closed area, and volunteers called for rescue team to help the poor thing. The rescuers caught the owl and brought it to the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Protection of the city of Moscow gave shelter to the bird. There, the owl had to be kept for a 40-day quarantine before it was set free. These little creatures were found half alive in the mountains of Utah. The traveling on a shoestring channel owners, who came across the baby skunks, left them at that place the first day, hoping their mother skunk would return for her babies. The next day, the people came back and found the little creatures there. They put them in the box and took them home. The family called a skunk rescue in Texas, and the specialist told them to feed the babies with goat's milk and call the local rehabilitation centers. But none of these centers wanted to take care of the babies. The problem was that it is illegal to rehabilitate skunks in the state of Utah. Desperately, the man posted to an animal rescue page online, asking for help. After that, the people got a call, telling them they immediately needed to take the post down or the authorities would come and take the babies. The family was in despair. But luckily, Sarah Jacobson from Wild Wonders saw the post also. She called and said she could take all 3 babies legally. The destinies of the cuties was happily settled. I hope my talk was interesting and encouraging for you. Don't forget to support the rescuers from my list with your likes, subscribings, and donations. If you want to see more videos about animal rescues, go to the special playlist. There are a lot of them. See you!